It's time for this week's episode of Brandon's Sports Talk.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the Durham Bulls social media intern, Megan Johnston. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get started in working in professional sports?
Yeah, so I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, and so I was raised on the Kansas City Royals, the Kansas City Chiefs, and I was also a competitive gymnast. So just having sports all my life, I knew that that's exactly where I wanted to go after college, just because that raised me to be the person that I am. So right after I graduated, I was like, let's do it. Let's try to achieve this goal.
What was it like going to NC State and studying public relations?
Yeah, so I transferred to NC State my junior year, and NC State's a very big wake-up call. So I went to Youngstown State, and I had a 4.0. It was good, and then State just kicks you. Like, they want you to have real world experience. So everything was very real world. And as a junior, you're just like, what? So I remember I did a paper, and I've always gotten A's in English. That was just like my strongest subject. And I got like a -5 out of 50. And I was like, I've never, like, what? And he was just like, you made one grammar mistake, like, in this like life. You can't make that. You can't be that. And never again in that class did I ever misspell anything. But just having that like one kick in the butt, you're like, let's work, like let's keep grinding. So NC State, it's great. It was a great experience, and it really did make me so much better in my work.
Of course, how was that like getting into coaching gymnastics and then switching over to baseball?
Yeah, so gymnastics just been a whole part of my life. I love gymnastics, and going from being a gymnast to coaching, it that was really, really fun, but it did feel like a job. I've never had life without gymnastics, so then transferring it to baseball, it was it didn't feel like a job at all. It was so much fun to go into work. You're watching baseball, you're videoing, you're like helping. So it was a great transition, and it still to this day does not feel like work.
How is it like studying public relations and getting to work in the sports industry?
Yeah, so working in the sports industry is just it gets crazy, but having a PR background, you just kind of know how to communicate better to everyone on in face and online. Like, so studying PR, I have no regrets. I'm so glad I did that, because when I do go on social media and try to respond to everybody that has sad DMs or come gun blazing, like having like a question but like trying to be a little rude, like I know how to calm that situation down and speak to that person and then make them realize like, hey, they do have our back. Like, we do like them. So I think that was a great experience.
What was that experience like going to the Holly Springs Salamanders to become their social media manager?
Yeah, so this is a great okay, Holly Springs Salamanders is a part of the Coastal Plain League, and the Durham Bulls own the Holly Springs Salamanders. So I that was my first job I applied for right out of college, and I saw it because I live in Holly Springs. So I was like, that is 5 minutes down the road. Like, this will be so fun. And it was just a blast, just because not a lot of people knew about the Holly Springs Salamanders. So that was my goal, to make everybody in Holly Springs know, like, this is a baseball team, and it's a fun baseball team. And you have some of the best athletes on this team, so you should come watch. So that was really fun, branding this baseball team and bringing everybody together. So when we had those like sold out crowds and people coming up to me, they're like, "You're the social media manager." I'm like, "I am." Like, it was so fun. And to this day, I'm like, I walk around and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you work for the Salamanders." And I was like, I did. So it was a blast.
What was that process like you said, branding the Holly Springs Salamanders for people to know more about it?
Yeah. So basically, I running the social media. We started with like 2,000 followers, and we're up to almost 4,000. And so I went around and handed out flyers, pocket schedules to all those local businesses around our area and just explained like, this is a great team. This is what y'all should do on a weekend. I posted on Facebook pages. We have like a mom group, and I posted like, hey, this is our schedule. We have like a dog Facebook group. I just went through and added everything on Facebook. And there's like a Holly Springs dog. Yeah, I don't know. But we have Thursday Bark in the Park. So I was like, that's a great way to advertise. And I also just really wanted people to go. So I would do a bunch of giveaways on social media. And I had the Bulls interact with us. So if you wanted to win a giveaway to a tickets to a Bulls game and a Salamanders game, like retweet, and it truly it grew so much. And by the end of our season, we've had a lot of sellout crowds.
Of course, what were some of your roles and responsibilities as the Holly Springs Salamanders social media manager?
Yeah, so right now, well, when I started, I was just strictly social media, just posting. And then I was very interested in taking more videos and photos. So the Durham Bulls trained me, and shout out to their team because they're the best. And they just helped me learn exactly how to take a great picture, how to edit it, how to take that good video. And so I ran around taking videos and pictures, ran upstairs, edited it, posted it. So it got kind of chaotic, but it was so fun, and it was great tools I learned.
What was that game day like? Obviously, running the social media and, as you said, going up and down to edit videos and photos.
Yeah, so I'll take you play by play. So I would start and I would walk around the stadium and just take pictures of fans, just so we have fan content, just in case if things go bad at the game, at least I'll have some fan pictures to post, and try to go around, take pictures of all of our sponsors, add them on our social media, on our stories, and tag them so they can reshare. And then before the game, the national anthem and everything, I take a video, post it if it was great, and then the play ball kid got that on video. And I try to mix it up every single game so it's not very repetitive. And then once we start playing, the moment there is a home run, I like to take a picture or a video. And if I get it, I run upstairs, download it really quickly. Then I tweet it out to everybody with the picture, tag the player, tag where they go to school so they'll interact. And then it's all over again.
How is that like, obviously, working with the Holly Springs team while working with the Durham Bulls?
Yeah, so the Durham Bulls and the Salamanders, they were playing at the exact same time, but I was trained at the Durham Bulls. Then I ran the social media for 3 months, and then after their season ended, they said, "Come work at the Bulls, come be a media intern, and just let's learn, let's teach you." So I was like, it was a lot of baseball all summer long, and I've never watched so many baseball games in my life, but it was so fun. I am so glad I did it.
Of course, what was that experience and typical game day like as the media intern for the Durham Bulls?
Yeah, so the Durham Bulls experience altogether, 10 out of 10. It was the best. And so how we would start is I would come in, they would tell me hey, this is the plan. This is what we need pictures of before the game. And I would help run, because we do have a social media manager, and I was just assisting him. And so I did all the Instagram stories. So before the game, I would walk around, get some pictures on my camera, go download them, have that on my phone so I could post it throughout the whole game on our story so fans interact. And then once we started playing, I just take videos during the game. That was something I really took an interest in, and their lead videographer at the Bulls wants to be a college professor. And so he was the best teacher and just taught me everything I know. And it really so I would sit next to him during the games, and he would tell me this is where to shoot, this is the settings, this is the good frame. And it was so fun. And so towards the end of it, he kind of pushed me away and said go do your own videos. And so if I got a home run, I would run downstairs, edit it, send it to our social media manager, and then our social media manager would post it. So
Of course, during your time at NC State, were there any people that you looked up to with the Durham Bulls to get inspiration to one day when you became the Durham Bulls social media, you could use that inspiration?
yeah, so I think NC State athletics do a great job at posting, and their videos and pictures are always reshared. That was one thing I noticed right away, that everybody was very proud to represent NC State, and repost those photos, videos, all the content, go to all the games. So I was like, I want that. I want that for the Salamanders and I want that for the Bulls. Like, I want people to repost and a community based, and they did. The Durham Bulls has the best fans and the best community. I am so happy that I went, and I met so many incredible fans where I would go video and sit next to somebody, and then they would just tell me like their life story, and then they would add me on Facebook or Twitter, and then I could see that they're reposting all of our content. So that was incredibly cool to see that. I wanted that because I saw that from NC State, and it was happening at the Durham Bulls.
Of course, when taking the Durham Bulls, did you talk to the former social media manager, Ellie, and get insight on how to run the Durham Bulls social media?
Yeah, so Ellie worked at the Bulls, and she helped assist the social media manager there. And everybody at the Bulls loves her. And I was like, I need to meet her. And she was always like liking and commenting on my post for the Salamanders. So I reached out to her and I was like, teach me your ways. Like, I want to be you. And she was the best. She just told me her story. She told me exactly like some career advice, tell me like the Durham Bulls is a place to be. Like, you're going to learn so much. So, and then I went to DC because that's where she's working right now. Got to see what her world is like working for the MLB. So she has been such an inspiration, and I want to be her.
Of course, what are some of your favorite things about working for the Durham Bulls and running their social media?
Yeah, so I think I've never been a part of a team that is so great. Like, these people would make me feel so good after each game. If I got a great video or any good content, they would hype me up. So I'm driving home, like, I'm on such a high. Like, I was like, that was so much fun. I want to do it again. Like, let's go tomorrow. Like, I cannot wait. And then if I got a good video during the game, we had a group message called the content crew. And I would tell them, like, I got the video, like, I got the shot. And they're like, let's go. And like, they just make you feel so good. And having a team like that makes you want to come to work every single day. So love them.
Of course, what was that feeling like when you did get those shots? Like, let's say the first person to score a home run or the first in their career to score a home run?
Yeah. So funny story. I got a Grand Slam video and I didn't even know it was Grand Slam because I don't even know. I was just so tired. But I got it and I didn't realize it. So when I started editing and I got it, I was like, this is so cool. Like, I got this. And that it's just such a cool feeling. Like, and then I always keep watching it too. Like, if I get the video and once I edit it and post it, I keep rewatching and I'm like, this is my video. Like, I produced this. Like, this will never change that I took this video. And then we had a couple, it was tied game in the bottom of the 10th, and the videographer and me, we would combine our videos together, and if we had a walk-off home run, and the moment you're getting the video, you're holding your breath, you're trying to watch, like, not move the camera, and then you're like, I got this. Like, I got the whole video of him going, and then you run downstairs and you're like just so excited, and everybody downstairs is so hyped for you. You get the video posted and everybody's like just jumping around, listening to party music. Like, it's so fun.
Of course, how's that experience like, obviously doing the job and being at the baseball game, but also being there and enjoying the game while you're working?
Yeah, so it's funny because you just learn so much about the players while working. So these players are not just like random people to you anymore. They're somebody that they're pretty much your coworkers. And just watching the game, and you get excited for them. Like, I had a video where Grant Witherspoon, he did a home run, and I got the video, and it was one of the best videos I've ever taken, and I posted on my Instagram, and he reposted it and tagged me for video credit, and it was just like that moment, you're like, a player thought that this was good, and like, that means it probably was good. Because sometimes you look at it and you're like, this is actually good. Like, did I actually do a good job? Then their manager like reaches out and was like, hey, can I have this video? And I was like, how cool is this? Like, people want it. So it's really cool.
What is that balance like between running the social media and also having a life outside of running a professional team social media?
Yeah, so the good thing is that I was an intern, so I wasn't working the crazy hours that everybody else was working. If there was a game, I would get there 2.5 hours early, and then it was just my nights that I'd be working. But a lot of my family came to the games, a lot of my friends came to the games, and everybody kind of knew like this is what I needed to do in order to advance myself and get myself into my next career, or get myself maybe into the Durham Bulls one day, like full time. So everybody was very supportive of me, and I tried during like in the afternoon, morning, to go do like things for myself, go on runs, read a book, go on walks. So my mornings were myself, but it honestly was so fun. I'd rather be working sometimes. Like with the Bulls, you go a week on and then a week off. And that week off I would have off, and I hated it. I was like, what? Like I need to work. Like I need to go. I need to do something.
Of course, what are some of your favorite memories and moments working with the Durham Bulls?
Yeah, so I think the last game was very emotional to me because I was so sad. I've never left a job just so sad to be saying goodbye to such awesome people. And it was just such a surreal moment that I went from not really having experience to videoing for the Durham Bulls and helping them run their social media. And it was just so nice that after the game ended, the content crew, so that was the social media manager, the photographer, and the videographer, they got me a jersey that had my last name on it, and they got me with the number 15 because I'm a big Patrick Mahomes fan. And it was just so nice. And they wrote me a card too, and it wasn't just like a short message. Like it was so long and heartfelt. And I sat in my car and bawled my eyes out reading this card. But it was just so nice because it just showed that this team is so awesome, and they actually did care that. And then I wasn't treated like just a normal intern. Like they really, truly made me feel like I was a full-time employee.
Of course, what was that feeling like receiving that jersey with your name on the back?
Oh, I held in every single tear. I tried so hard. It was so kind. And like, because sometimes you don't expect people to do nice things for you and that moment, it just really made me realize like, this is the place I want to end up. Someday I want to work full time at the Durham Bulls.
What are some of the things that you learned while working with the Durham Bulls and the Holly Springs about running social media for a sports team?
Yeah, so one thing I really learned was Twitter is crazy. That is the place to go for any sports content. And it's funny too because I was like, is people really going to interact with us on Twitter when we're just a college baseball team for the Salamanders? And yes, people interacted, people were retweeting, like our Twitter following grew so much. And it was cool too because everybody was very kind about it. Everybody was like commenting, like hyping these players up. And with the Bulls too, like I ran their Twitter for a game and just like had a live tweet. That was crazy. The Bulls Twitter was a lot crazier than the Salamanders Twitter. But it was cool to see too how many people are watching the game live and like commenting on it. So like once at the moment I pushed send on a tweet, people were automatically like, you definitely know that they had their like tweet notifications on because they're like commenting and retweeting and doing everything. You're like, are you truly watching Bulls right now?
Of course, how is that like balancing both running the Instagram and the Twitter at the same time?
Yeah, so when I ran the Twitter, our social media manager, props to him, his name's Andrew Green. He fantastic because I just ran the Twitter when he was gone. He had a vacation, and it was pure chaos. I'm like sitting here like watching. I'm like, should I tweet this? Should I tweet that? Like, what am I gonna get these people to retweet? And you had to pull video footage from the away game, and so I'm just doing the Twitter, not the Instagram at that time, because when it's away game, we don't really post on Instagram. It is pure chaos for me. I was just like, this is insane. But it was fun afterwards seeing like all those people retweet and post and reshare. And then on Instagram, when I'm doing that for the stories, that's during our homestand games. And that gets kind of stressful because I'm also taking videos. So I have to like really balance my time out trying to get good content and not make it repetitive for everybody. But at the end of the day,
What are some of your future plans in the sport, and what are some of your future plans moving forward?
Yeah, so I really, really want to stay into sports. I think this experience altogether made me realize like this is exactly where I want to end up. I love the crazy hours. I love baseball. I just want to be a part of this. So I'm hoping once I'll start job searching. But right now I'm coaching gymnastics full time again, and I really like that. It's good to be back, but I'm hoping the goal is I want to be a videographer for some sort of team. Or social media. I think any experience I can get, I'm gonna take it. I'm ready.
What advice would you give those people that are looking to go into professional sports working for a social media team?
My biggest advice to anybody is take the internships. That is one thing that I wish I did ahead of time. The internships do not pay a lot in sports, but the experience is exactly what you need. Because when I was a junior, that was during my COVID year, and that was when I was planning on, like, that was my time I was going to intern, and then I couldn't because there was no sports happening. So I just coached gymnastics. And yes, like, I love gymnastics, but that was not the experience I needed in order to work, you know? So I think if I started sooner, that I would have a full-time job in sports by now. So internships, do them.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
Yeah, my Instagram is Megan Murray 120, and then my Twitter is Megan M. Johnston.
Thank you again, Megan Johnston, for your interview, and best of luck in your future in professional sports, whether it's still with the Durham Bulls or another team. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Megan Johnston, for your interview, and best of luck in your future.
Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.